Hello everybody, today is Saturday, January the 9th, and I'm still laughing at Maced Elizabeth. There's some rumor going around that towel that she's carrying's got an onion in it, and if you pause the video, the original video, you can see that it definitely resembles an onion. She's trying to say it was an ice cube, but I've never seen an ice cube colored like that, so you can pause that and check it out, but boy, I tell you, we have got a mess in politics right now, don't we? So after I went off the air last night, Twitter went crazy, okay? When I went on the air, it was my fault for not looking that Twitter had actually already banned Donald Trump permanently. I didn't see that in time. So now, Donald Trump is banned from Twitter. He's banned from Facebook. He's banned from Instagram. He's banned from Snapchat. I don't think he uses TikTok because he hates TikTok, which is ironic. The only social media app that he's not banned from is the one he hates and ruined him. But he's done. And now the debate is it censorship? Well, we have a lot of Republicans, Josh Hawley, Donald Trump, all the MAGAs, up in arms now that all of a sudden their hateful rhetoric has been banned from social media and they don't know what to do about it, and they're crying and saying it was censorship. Well, think of it this way. Think of it as you are a gay wedding cake and Twitter was a bakery. It's a private business. They can do what they want. Do I agree with some of the things that they do censoring? Do I want a social media company being the fact checkers and censorship? No, I don't. And honestly, Twitter hung in there way longer than they would have hung in there for anybody else. I've had Twitter accounts in the past that have been permanently banned. One of which I was permanently banned for calling Tommy Loren a moron. That was like my third strike. I said moron. I got banned. Had to make a new account. Yep. So, I don't feel sorry for Donald Trump. I don't feel sorry for his supporters or his family. They've done nothing but spread toxic rhetoric that's not true, and propaganda and conspiracy theories. And it all culminated to people bum rushing the Capitol, taking shits in the hallway. Literally, someone took a shit in the hallway and smeared it all over the place. So, QAnon. This was QAnon, right? This is all pretty much the general belief amongst all these Trumpers is that QAnon is correct, and that this is kind of the whole group that did the Capitol building are QAnon conspiracy theorists, right? So what is the QAnon conspiracy theories? The main one, the one that runs through and has for the longest time, is that certain celebrities and Democratic politicians are running some sort of a massive sex trafficking pedophile ring. That's kind of what sparked, and it started with that whole Pizzagate thing, and that how Hillary was running a pedophile ring under a pizza parlor that didn't even have a basement. The guy showed up with a gun. It started with that kind of, and it's went rampant. So you're telling me that QAnon and all of their hundreds of supporters, maybe thousands, I don't know how many were there, now stand in the halls of Congress. They have access to all of the senators' offices and all of the House representatives' offices, and they can look through and pilfer anything they want. And instead of looking for pedo rings and sex trafficking, they took a shit in the hallway and smeared it on the halls and then took selfies. That's about it. Got themselves killed a cop. I mean, terrorists. These are terrorists. That's all there is to it. And now we have Republicans turning, or QAnon Trumpers, I guess you should say, not establishment Republicans, turning on those who they thought were their allies, like Lindsey Graham here. This is Lindsey Graham leaving Washington, D.C. after the Capitol building thing.
You traitor! You traitor! You're a traitor! Lindsey Graham, you are a
garbage human being. I agree, lady. Just for totally different reasons. I just would like to say that this is exactly what needs to happen to politicians. This is the kind of thing that I am perfectly fine with. Now, I don't agree with the people that are yelling at Lindsey Graham. I think they're delusional twats. I don't think that what they're yelling about is correct or anything like that, but that doesn't really matter. What we actually need to worry about is holding politicians to account. Now, these people think that these politicians didn't do what they were supposed to do. But these people are delusional people that have absolutely no idea of what's going on in reality. And they are accosting Lindsey Graham here because he didn't fight for the president. He said it was over and that it was done and that we're moving on and that he's known Biden for a long time and that Biden's a good guy. And that did not set too well. And so now you have these people. But I think we should hold our politicians to account. Now, do I think they should, bum rush and beat him up? No, of course not. But if you want to stand there and yell at him while they're walking through an airport, go for it. Go for it. It doesn't bother me any. They deserve it. Lindsey Graham may not deserve it for this, but I'm sure there's many other things that Lindsey Graham deserves it for. Oh, it looks like Lindsey kind of. I didn't think he was going to comment, but he does a little bit there. So this is what we've got. We've now got MAGA versus America. We've got a section of the country that was Trump supporters that feels that they're patriotic and that they are fighting for what's right. And you kind of, in a way, feel sorry for these people that they were just duped, man. They were just duped. And it's caused a lot of problems. So now we have got establishment Republicans against you. Even some of your own are now turning on you in the Senate and the House. You've got pretty much all of social media banning all of Trump and all of the QAnon bullshit and all of that nonsense. Conspiracy theories are now being scrubbed from media, social media. All you've got left is Parler, and Parler actually has been threatened now by Apple and Android that they are going to remove the application from those stores, from the prospective stores, due to the content on Parler, which is pretty much all of the worst shit that you saw on other social media condensed into one app, so you can imagine. And if you don't have a Parler account, it's worth making a Parler account just to go read all the. You think Trump Twitter's bad or like QAnon Twitter's bad? Go look at Parler. It's amazing. But now they're threatening to take Parler, and if they don't have it on the stores, where are they going to get it? And I'm sure they can maybe find some way to have a version that can be downloaded elsewhere or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, the country as a whole and a majority of the Americans that aren't Republican Trumpers have had it, and it took the Capitol building storming to wake some people up and realize that, yeah, you've been creating a very dangerous cult for the last 4 years. And this is the culmination of it, is that, they went and took our Capitol building and shit the hallways. And now we are going to start doxing these people. These people are going to be arrested. Several have. The Richard guy, I think his name was Richard something, that sat in Nancy Pelosi's desk, has been arrested, pending 3 felony charges. They were saying that some of these, if not all of these people that broke in, that they had proof that they were standing in the building and they did breaking and entering or whatever, anything that they did that is even slightly egregious and they can find you, you will now face 10 to 20 years in prison. And I think that normally, I think that prison sentences are a little too harsh on things in general. And this one, I don't think that 10 years is too harsh. 20 maybe. But a good quality 10-year sentence will teach a few people a lesson. that, oh shit, we better not do this because we live in a social media world now where everyone can see your face and everyone knows who you are and you're going to get busted. And that's what's happened here. I had a lot. The Proud Boys Hawaii founder was arrested when he got back from D.C. The founder of Proud Boys Hawaii, who was among the rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol, has been arrested. The FBI arrested Nick Ox on Thursday night at the Daniel K. Inouye International Airport upon his return to D.C. A criminal complaint charged Ox with one count of unlawful entry into a restricted building or grounds. I think that is probably going to be the least charge, is the entering a restricted building or grounds. I've seen that come up. That's pretty much on all of these people. So it says that he tweeted a photo of himself smoking a cigarette with the caption, "Hello from the Capitol, LOL." According to the complaint, he told CNN that we didn't have to break in. I just walked in and filmed despite rioters violently pushing through barriers and shoving officers. Once inside, he told CNN there were thousands of people in there and they had no control of the situation and I didn't get stopped or questioned at all. And there he is. So, now that these pictures have been put out, it's going to be tough for these people to get jobs anymore. It said that he's being held at the Federal Detention Center in Honolulu, and will have his court appearance next week. But, what did you expect? Like, being arrested would have been the absolute first thing that I expected. Like, I would have just assumed that at some point, if I was going to go do what they did, that I was going to be arrested. The next thing following is I might actually be killed, and some were. So, if you thought that all of this was worth it, boy, you are sorely mistaken. So, speaking of what I was just saying about this man not getting a job, Forbes magazine has put out an article I was a bit surprised by. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's Forbes and it's never that entertaining. But there's one paragraph here I want to read. And the article here is Truth Reckoning. We are holding those who lied for Trump accountable. They're saying that we are not going to forget who these people, politicians, the supporters, the pundits, we're not going to forget you. We know who you are. And so there's an article down here that says, so what's the, let's see, is this the one? Sorry, I lost it there for a second. All right. An American democracy rebounds. We need to return to a standard of truth when it comes to how the government communicates with the governed. The easiest way to do that from where I sit is to create repercussions for those who didn't follow the civic norms. Trump's lawyers lie gleefully to the press and public, but those lies magically almost never made it into briefs and arguments. Contempt, perjury, disbarment, keep the professional standards high. And so they're saying that we should not be we should be holding all of these people. They should not be able to get a job after this. It should be very difficult for them to find any sort of employment after this. And I completely agree with them. We should hold their feet to the fire. And you can't just bust in the fucking Capitol building and expect nothing to happen. So a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And, I really think that we need to hold these people accountable. So I agree with that article. What else do we have here? Oh, yes. The MAGA world is splitting. They did an article here that's talking about not only the split from the Republican Party and MAGA, but like kind of from within MAGA itself, they're having, problems. And this whole movement has come up with such they rally around police, then they beat police. And then, it's like they're just, I don't understand what the end goal here ever was for these people. There's no way that you could have thought you were going to storm the Capitol, stop the vote, the certification of the ballots, and then somehow magically Donald Trump would still become president. I can't believe that anyone actually, truly in their mind, thought that might actually be some sort of a possibility. So, we've got to move on from this, but we can't forget these people. That's just all there is to it. So I saw this and I thought this was funny. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Who's one of the Green. I just did a video on her. She's one of the new QAnon reps. She says, I need your contact information. With Trump's ban, who knows what's next in the Great Purge? I need your email and phone number before it's too late. If you or I get banned, I'll only be able to contact you through email and phone. Okay, so one, that's irresponsible to put that out to begin with, but you see who we're dealing with here. But then hundreds of people on Parler publicly posted their phone numbers and emails because she asked them to. So basically, they doxed themselves in the hundreds. I know they feel safe there. That's their little parlors, their little safe space, and I get that. But did they not understand the liberals can go look at that too? Anybody can go look at that. I have an account. It's amazing. Amazing to me how dumb. So, I don't know where we go from here, folks. I don't. I think that a lot of these people are going to get arrested. We're going to get a lot of... I think that we're probably going to see a lot more of these demonstrations. I don't think we'll see another storm in the Capitol. But I don't think we're going to see the end of these MAGA idiots. I think they will eventually go away if Donald Trump is tied up in court, doesn't run for president again, and kind of just goes by the wayside. They'll find somebody else. But I don't think they're quite done yet. They're pissed off, and now that people are getting fired and everyone's calling for like Hawley and Cruz to be expelled from Congress and Trump being banned and all this, we're really pissing in a bee's nest. Now, granted, that bee's nest has fallen and it's on the ground, but they're still swarming, and it's probably not the best idea. And impeaching Trump, I heard that was the new excuse, was they didn't want to impeach Trump because it was going to piss off, make things worse for what it is. But in that instance, I'm sorry, that's a bad excuse to not impeach him. A better excuse would be like we literally procedurally cannot complete this before the end of his term. I guess that's some of the things that McConnell's saying, whether that's true or not. But I don't even think they had the votes, even if they did. But I don't think that not impeaching him because it'll piss people off is a good reason. There's a million other things that you could say that for. Like I was talking about. Like I just don't really know. How much of this is done, and are they going to keep rioting after this? But I still think you should try and impeach him because he deserves it. You have to set that precedent that if you act like this, we're going to get rid of you. Should have got rid of you a long time ago, but we have Trump Republicans that were in the Senate, so what are you going to do? MAGA's crazy, people. They're crazy. Just watch yourself. So I'm going to call this one for today. I will see everybody 7 o'clock live Monday through Friday. I am Brandon Neal, and this is the Be Progressive Show.